Om Sai Ram. My most humble pranams to Swami and to Easwaramma on this occasion. Today I am speaking to you all about Easwaramma's stay in my house. In 1968, when Swami went to Africa, he left Easwaramma in a house. Easwaramma was very worried that Swami is going to Africa, and at that age Swami had very curly hair. So she was worried that the Africans will keep him back in Africa. So she was requesting my father, Java, you go with him. So Swami said, no, I want Java to look after you when I am there. And I promise you that I will call you and speak to you every day. Do not worry about me. So then, with great reluctance, Swami got the permission to go to Africa. We went to the airport to leave Swami, and then after that, Amma came to our house. Amma speaks only Telugu, so we had one of our staff who was an Andhraite to stay with us the whole day, so he could translate whatever Amma was saying. Amma was very happy in our house because she was very used to our family. We know each other from 1959, so she was very comfortable in the house. Every day she used to watch us girls going to school. We are 4 daughters and 1 son. So the 4 siblings were I was going to school, I was just 13 years old, and my sisters were going to college. We all studied in girls. I studied in a girls' school. My sister studied in a girls' college, Sapphire College of Mumbai. So she was watching this every day, and she saw how independent we were. We were not dependent on anything. So she was really surprised to see that what a difference it makes for girls to have education. Every day when I used to come back from school, Amma used to be waiting for me. And I used to change, and she used to tell me all different old stories of Swami. It was a very, very nice time we had, exchanging all our experience with each other. And I came to know more about Swami through Amma. Swami used to call Amma nearly every day. And I took the privilege of first picking up the phone, speaking to Swami, and then handing over the phone to his mother. This relationship between mother and son was so great. As per promise, he used to speak to her. When Swami returned to India, Amma was taken to the airport. In the car only, when she was coming back to our house, Amma told Swami, give me a promise. So Swami said, yes, what promise do you want? The promise I want is that you start education for girls. I saw the difference it makes for girls to be educated in Java's house. His daughters are all educated, and they are so different. In our villages, the girls only do cooking and only washing. I want them to be like these girls of the city. So Swami said, done, I will surely do. Daddy was sitting in the front seat. So Swami told him, Java, now this is your duty. You are supposed to get a land in Anantapur for the college. So Daddy said, okay. Now we are from Bombay, we have no knowledge about Anantapur. But when Swami says something we know that we are not doing, he only is doing. Swami gave him a month's time. In a month, Daddy went and he searched, and he got a beautiful land in Anantapur, which now happens to be the Anantapur campus. So this is how Swami kept his promise to his mother, and girls started being educated in Anantapur College. Education for girls in school was there in the Easwaramma school, which was started later. That's why we have the Easwaramma school in Parthi, and we have the Anantapur College for the girls. Today, I will give you all a few incidents of Easwaramma with me. It is a very interesting story of my life with Easwaramma. Everyone has a life with Satya Sai Baba, but I had a beautiful life with Easwaramma. Her love was so much in abundance. I will give you a few of the incidents. Once Swami said, Pakoda, you have to reduce. So I said, Swami, I try my level best, but it's not possible. We stay about 2 kilometers away from Vrindavan. So Swami said, you walk and come for darshan. I'll wait at the gate for you with glucose biscuit. So I said, okay. So every morning I used to walk from my house to Vrindavan. Swami used to be waiting at the main gate, and he used to give me 2 glucose biscuits, and I was very happy. That was a prize Swami was giving me. Then Swami used to go out for the darshan in Vrindavan, and I used to go inside and be with Amma and Swami's sister. Amma said, what nonsense, 2 biscuits, how can you survive on 2 biscuits? Don't worry, you come to the dining hall. Today I have kept for you very good breakfast. Mrs. Ratanlal has made very nice puri bhaji. I said, oh, and Mrs. Poonamchan Kamani has made very nice another North Indian dish. So let's go to the dining hall. And very nicely Swami's 2 sisters, and his sisters were also very fond of me. Sisters, mother, all of them sat around and each one was feeding me. Someone was putting puri bhaji in my mouth, someone was putting some other things in my mouth, all North Indian dishes. I was really enjoying myself having that breakfast because I had walked 2 kilometers and I found the 2 biscuits too little. One day Swami was wondering, why is Rani not reducing? So he did a trick. He came from the backside after his darshan in the morning. He came from the backside entrance of the dining hall in Vrindavan. He saw me sitting very nicely in the lap of mother and eating this food. So he said, what? You're eating all this breakfast? Well, someone is giving you dosa, someone is giving you idli, someone is giving you puri bhaji, pakoda. How can you reduce? I take the trouble of every morning going to the gate at Vrindavan and waiting for you patiently. I give you 2 biscuits and you are not satisfied, you're eating. I say, Swami, I am satisfied. But what can I do? You see how they're all putting in my mouth. I'm telling them no, but they are not listening. Someone is putting idli in my mouth, someone is putting dosa, someone is putting puri bhaji. So what do I do? It's their love which they are showering on me. Swami said, yes, you enjoy the love that they are showering on you. And pakoda, I don't think you are ever going to reduce. So he says, papam, papam. And the mother said, what? It is your fault. So this was an incident which I'll never forget in my life. The love mother had for me and how even though her son was waiting at the gate for me with 2 biscuits, she realized that that was too small a breakfast for someone who's walking 2 kilometers. So this was a relationship I had with Amma. There's another incident which I would like to share with you. Puttaparthi was being renovated. So Amma was staying in Vrindavan and Swami asked us to come often to Vrindavan. Those days it was that Indian Airlines had started a pass for the students. So there was no need of asking permission from the principal every time we had to come to Bangalore. So I took that signature on the ID card and I used to keep traveling to Vrindavan. It was a very funny part of my life where I attended less of college and more coming to Swami because Swami was that time more in Vrindavan as Puttaparthi was being renovated and it took 9 years for the renovation. So I had 9 years of enjoyment in my life. It was the ending part of my school and my college that I had this privilege of being in Vrindavan with Swami all through. So when Swami was starting the Boys College in Vrindavan, on that day Swami gave every person new clothes. Right up to the newborn baby, he gave new clothes. But he did not give Amma, nor did he give me. So both of us were wondering that why we both did not get the new saris. So we were very upset. So Amma said, let's not go for the function. We will be inside the house. So Swami came down when he was to go in the procession. He asked, why are you all not dressed? So we said, Swami, you didn't give us any clothes. So how do we dress up? You have given the Mali, you have given everyone, the cook, every person, the newborn baby too, you gave clothes. But you decided not to give to Amma and me. Why? Why you did not give both of us? So we have decided to boycott. We are not coming for the function. Swami said, this is nonsense. He fired left and right and he told Amma, what is this? So she said, why you did not give sari to me and to... Swami gave his sisters' children, everyone he gave. Only 2 of us were left out. So Amma said, that's why we decided to boycott. So Swami said, no, immediately you go and dress up. And he asked Chittama to give me one of the saris which he brought from Africa. And that was the first sari I wore at that age because before that I was wearing half sari. So then that was when I started wearing my sari. And after that he said, now come on in the procession and we are going. So then we left in the procession. So this was like, we are very naughty, plus we knew how to get ourselves across to Swami. This was an incident which I thought I could share with you all. Another very funny incident was that Swami gave us work to do. Kalyan Mandap in front of it there was a small patch which Swami wanted it to be turned into a garden. So he said, Pakoda, you do one thing, you do the gardening part of it. Decide which flowers you want to put over there and make it the front part of it look nice. So I said, okay. So that was my job. So every day I was doing. And Swami in the evening after we finished our work, he used to call us inside Vrindavan and he used to give us mangoes because that was the season of mangoes. It was in the month of May. Now Swami gave us the mangoes, but he never told us to go home. And we never left without Swami's permission, my brother and myself. We used to wait for Swami to give permission. And then we were waiting outside. Now there's the place where the Krishna statue is there. It was open in that time. It did not have that shed over there. So we were waiting over there, my brother and myself. There was heavy rain and storm, and a lot of lightning fell in front of us. We both were singing bhajans because we wanted permission from Swami to go back home. Our stock of bhajans got over because we were out there for a very, very long time. So we started singing film songs also, so that we kept ourselves busy because we were actually shivering over there in the rain. Suddenly Ram heard our voice. He went up to Swami and said, Swami, Java's children are outside waiting over there and they are singing so loudly. They have not gone home. Swami said, what? They have not gone home yet? He said, yes, they have not gone home. So Swami said, bring them inside. So we came all shivering inside to Swami. Swami said, he fired my brother. What is this? You are a boy, it's all right for you. But you know Rani has got polio paralysis. If she's shivering, if anything happens to her. So I said, no Swami, you did not give permission to go. How do we go home? He says, permission, I gave mango. I said, mango you give every day. But you always say, now you'll go home. So how do we go? We did not go because you did not tell us to leave Vrindavan. Then Swami immediately called Amma and said, take her in and dry her hair and dry her body and bring her. So Amma opened my hair and dried my hair. Then she dried my whole body with a towel and she brought me out. And in the meanwhile, Swami got hot coffee to be made for both of us. He gave us coffee to drink and then he fired and he told, okay, he asked Ram to arrange for the car and driver to drop us both at home. So this is Swami's love. But actually to tell you, he knew that we are standing out. So there is a lesson in this story also that he wanted to see how long we will last. Will we give up and go or will we wait? But we were adamant children because we took Swami as a father. So we decided no, unless and until he does not say you go home, Bangaru, we will not leave. So this was the lesson which I learned at that tender age with Swami. He has a lot, he tries you a lot, he tests you a lot. And he put me in the habit of testing from that age. And I knew that this is all his test. And I also tell people that don't get worried when any calamity comes to you, because it is just a testing period. Swami loves to test everyone. You can imagine the lightning fell in front of us, and what a age we were. We were at a very tender age. The lightning could have struck us, because this is what Swami said. He says the lightning could have struck both of you all because you all were not standing under any protection. But yes, you were standing next to the Krishna statue. And I had to see that the lightning did not fall on you. So this is Swami's love. He knows. So don't think that when calamities come to you that, oh my Lord, how will I pass it? These are just testing period. Everything is a testing period. He is the director. He wishes this to happen, so it happens. As I told you all earlier that I used to spend more of my time in Bangalore, Vrindavan, because it was for 9 years that Swami was getting Prasanthi, Nilayam renovated. I used to go very often to Vrindavan. And since my parents were in Bombay and I was small, Amma used to take a lot of care about me. She used to see that I had my food, and even I used to rest with her in her room in the afternoon. Evening, get ready, she used to get me ready and for the evening darshan. She took care of me as a daughter. Both the sisters took so much care of me. I'll never forget Venkama, how much care she took of me. They were always, dressing me up, and those days I was wearing the South Indian half saris and all that. People always think that I'm a South Indian, but I am not a South Indian, I'm a North Indian. Living with Swami, I became more of a South Indian, and I am very proud. I don't know, but I am very proud to be living with him. It so happened that we used to always be the whole day together, and Amma used to say stories. I didn't know the language, but I think the language of love is more important. I could understand what she was expressing to me, and always there was a translator who used to translate what Amma was saying. If I had learned Telugu that time, I could have conversed with her and she would be very, very happy. So if I had learned to speak Telugu, it would have been very good, because what Amma missed was my talking to her in Telugu. She used to take so much care. If you ask me, I remember my Amma as my mother, because I hardly spent time in my childhood with my biological mother. It was always that I was with Easwaramma. Everything, my growing up, everything, I always had Chittama and all Swami sisters taking care of me. So it was like I hardly stayed with the family. I'm the youngest of the family, and my parents didn't mind, because my parents also knew that I am in very safe hands and I'm more happy with Swami and his family. Only for exams, Swami used to say, Pakoda, now you go to Bombay, you have to give your exams. I said, Swami, I never studied. No, don't worry, you go and you appear. I used to come to Bombay, appear for my exam, and with Swami's grace, I used to always pass my exams. The relationship was so close. Sometimes Swami used to shout, because I was very naughty. I used to play here and there and everywhere. So he used to shout at me. Whenever he shouted at me, I used to tell Amma, see, Swami is shouting at me. For no rhyme or reason, he's shouting at me. Amma in Telugu used to shout back at Swami and say, what are you doing? She's so small. What she's saying is the truth. Why are you shouting at her? So Swami used to get firing from Amma only because of me. So I used to tell Swami, don't shout at people, give them love, because they're all coming to you for your love. And you are finding out their mistakes and you're correcting them, they're crying. So I don't like that, we give love to everyone. So he shouted at me. So then Amma said, no, what she's saying is a fact. So you don't shout at her, she's so small. She does not understand all these things. So this was the relationship I had with Amma. She was so protective. Swami was possessive of me and Amma was protective about me. So you can imagine what a life I've led, with one protection and one possessiveness. So this was the life I spent. Swami said, Pakoda, all your friends are very bad. They will spoil you. Don't have friendship with them. You make me your friend. I said, you're sure you want to be my friend? He said, yes. So he took my hand in his hand and he said, from today, we are friends. And we are best friends, no other friend. So then he never allowed me to keep any friends in school nor in college. So possessive. But he was my friend. And it was so easy to communicate to Swami. It was very easy. What you want to tell your friends, you could tell him. And you can imagine it was a tender age of growing from childhood to adulthood to adolescence. So whatever I had, I shared with him. And he was very sweet, a very good listener. He used to listen to every story. And I was so fortunate. I didn't have to tell my parents. In 1990, when my father fell sick, Swami called me. He said, Pakoda, you have done a lot of seva for me. You were in the Seva Dal and you were in the education wing. You did this IQ aptitude test for all schools and colleges. I'm very happy with your work. You did beautiful vocational guidance work. And I'm really very happy. You have guided so many students about their future life and all. Now, I request you to step down from the organization and start taking care of Java and his wife, because they have grown old. So it was in 1990 that I stepped down from the organization. And that is the period I lived with my parents. My father passed away in 2003, so I lived with him only 13 years. And my mother passed away in 2012, 1 year after Swami. So it was just that few years I lived with my parents. Otherwise, the full remaining part of my life was with Swami, Easwaramma, and his sisters and his family. I was more over there. Nor was I scared of anyone. I was very brave. I used to say, Swami, yeah, I can see they're all watching me, but I'm not going to change my route because of that. He says, no, they're giving me complaints about you. I said, no, Swami, I know, but you know, no, where I'm going and all that. So he said, okay, no problem. In my childhood, my brother and I had only one job, to do Swami's Path Seva as children. So every time when Swami had interviews, we both used to enter and we used to do Swami's Path Seva. And we used to love it. So I spent my life in Parthi and in Bangalore doing Swami's Path Seva. As we grew up and I became a teenager, when I came out from the interview room, people used to ask, what did Swami say? What did Swami say? I said, I cannot say anything because my duty was to do the Path Seva. So then they used to always ask, In the beginning, there was no rush, so it was all right. People were not asking these questions. But this is as I became a teenager, then many people came to know about Satya Sai Baba, and we had a lot of people coming to Patti. So they used to keep saying, please, please tell us what Swami said. Now, so it's a personal relationship people are having, telling their problems to Swami. I cannot discuss this with these people. So I told Swami when I was at the age of 18, I said, Swami, I think I don't want to come for the interviews. So Swami said, why? People love interviews, and why are you saying you don't want interview? I said, Swami, I know, I love it. I like to do your path seva. But that time it was fine. I was a child. But now I'm growing up. And I feel very awkward when people ask me about what's happening in the interview room. So he said, okay. Then I requested him. I said, Swami, I know people all want an interview, and I'm telling you that I don't want an interview. So he said, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want an interview. I want that you should be with me 24/7. This interview is just a small span of time where I'm coming in and pressing your feet. And it is a very awkward, I'm in a very awkward position at this age. So he said, okay, I will train you up in interview. And then started the training of the interview, where he trained me to hear his voice in my heart. He said, keep me in your heart. He taught me how to do meditation. He taught me how to do japam. He did so much of training for me. My concentration today is so deep because I was taught concentration by the Lord himself. My mind never gets diverted. I always keep concentrating, and I have a strong concentration. So Swami taught me how to do that, and he taught me how to develop inner talk with him. So inner view, that is called. So this was from the age of 18. Now when Swami left, I knew about it from just before some time, that when Swami was going to the hospital, I did have an inkling something is going wrong. So though I was a college principal, I completed my duties at the college, and I came over to Puttaparthi. So I rushed to Shirdi. I told Shirdi Baba that Swami is very sick. Please, please save him, and please take care of him, because I know everyone is there, but I want Swami to be all right. So then from Shirdi I came back to Patti, and I stayed in Patti from the time Swami went to the hospital. I was every day listening to the bulletin given by the hospital regarding Swami's health. When Swami went that day, it was very shocking. I did not know. I received a call from Bangalore. My college peon called me and said, Amma, where are you? I said, I'm in Puttaparthi. He said, have you heard the news? I said, no. He says, Swami is no more. I said, what? I'm in Puttaparthi and I don't know. So he said, no, it's all over the TV. I was really shocked. I said, how is that possible? He says, no, it is possible. But still, the bulletin was going on saying that they did not announce about Swami's leaving the body, but television was already saying. The training of the inner view helped me during this time. I am always in touch with Swami, talking to him, feeling his presence till date. So it was a very good thing that he trained me in inner view, because interview is going to be a short term. Inner view is forever. Now the samadhi, people used to get very worried and people stop coming, because people in their mind want they do not believe in the absence. They want a physical body. The devotees want a physical body. I said, why do you all want a physical body? I just explained to them, the samadhi is so much, is giving so much of energy. Why don't you all listen? Wherever I go abroad, I tell them, I said, don't you all go to Shirdi? Why are you all going to Shirdi? Shirdi Baba is no more. But when once you touch the samadhi, the peace, the joy, your worries, everything is all out. You are so happy. No, you know what Swami Samadhi stands for? Swami Samadhi is very, very important. In the days when Swami was giving darshan, we all used to be sitting from 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, waiting when Swami will come. And when Swami came, the hall was so crowded. And we never knew in which corner of the hall we got place. Anyhow, Swami used to move around and we used to get. But that time, small atoms of his look used to come to us. Today, that full atom is all in the samadhi. The complete strength, everything, the cosmic strength is in the samadhi. located in one place. So when we go to the Samadhi, we give us troubles, we pray to Swami, they vanish, like what used to happen when Swami was there. The Samadhi is so important because the complete strength is there in the is centralized. We used to wait for Swami to come and give us darshan. Today, it is Swami who's waiting for us to come and to the Samadhi and bow to him. He's waiting for all of us. I request everyone, please come to the Samadhi and don't be after the physical form. Develop, clean your heart, clean the soul, and take out all that dust which is surrounded it and start the inner view. Then you will realize that Swami is there with you. Swami is fully in the Samadhi waiting for you all, and he is with you, he is with everyone. Swami said, you and I are same. Then why do you not accept it? Why do you have negative thoughts? Never have negative thoughts. One lesson Swami taught me when I was a kid, never say impossible, say possible. And I am the proof of that word impossible. Doctors had given up on me. I was not able, I had polio cum paralysis. They had given up that this child will never walk. But see today, I am walking, I am in front of you all. Because Swami said, Pakoda, take out that I am. Everything is possible, everything is possible. And always be positive. Positive thinking is very, very important. Because Swami said, when you think negative, and whatever you think, I have to do that only. I can't do something because you are saying, Swami will not call me and all. So then I can't call you because you put the negative thought. If you will say strongly, today Swami is going to call me for an interview, I call you. But you always put that negative thing. So please take out that negativity. And I tell you, if you remove negativity from your life, you will be the most happiest person. Life is a challenge, just meet it. Don't get scared, because if you keep Swami as your charioteer, he will guide you. You know what happened in the Mahabharata. Krishna was a charioteer for Arjun. Did he lose the battle? No. So you imagine, if Swami is your charioteer, you will never ever lose the battle of life. He is there to take care of you. When Swami had materialized the Jyotirling in 1972, that time I was in my college. It was just that year when Swami said, that the university said that we do not have to give the preliminary exam before the final exam. It was the first time they wanted to try. And I thought that, okay, I had studied. So I asked my father, can I go to Parthi? He said, no, you give your exams. I said, Daddy, I studied, but I want to go to Parthi. I have a strong feeling. My birthday and Shivratri always clash, and I always spend my birthday with Swami. So I said, let me go. So then he got angry. He didn't give me money. I went by Madras Mail. That was the cheapest train to come to Parthi that time. Though it takes more time, I took that train with my friends and I came. Swami was not there. Venkama told me, why did you come here? Swami is in Bangalore. I said, no, but his call was for me to come to Parthi. And believe it or not, I was sitting in the evening bhajans in the Prasanthi hall. And lo, there comes Swami in his car from Vrindavan. Everyone was shocked. They all said, Swami has come for you, Rani. There was no program of Swami coming to Parthi. I said, you all don't know, I've had a big fight with my family and I've come. My father is very angry with me. So I told Swami, now it is up to you, because you know Java's anger. He's going to get very angry. I left my exams and come. And you called me, so I came. So Swami said, he came that day. And Shivratri, he had stopped having the manifestation of the Lingam. That Shivratri, he did manifest the Jyotirlingam. And in his talk, he said, yes, I know with great difficulty, all of you all have come. There have been plenty of problems from the family telling not to go. Swami is not having Shivratri. But I wanted you all, because you are the people who are going to witness this Lingam. And this Lingam will free you all from your birth. You all will get moksha. So the selected ones only have come to Parthi. My father started feeling so guilty, so guilty. He thought, oh Lord, if I had not allowed her to come, the whole blame would come on me. Those days, Bhagwantam's son was fat, and I was very fat also. So from the lady side, I was there to protect Swami, and from the gent side, he was there. So after Swami used to leave the Purnachan auditorium, from the lady side, I used to be holding the crowd, and he used to be holding the crowd from the gents. And we used to lead Swami right up to the interview room. It so happened that Swami told me, Pakoda, you do one thing. You come on the stage and you stand here and you take care of the lingam, that no one comes to the lingam. So I said, okay. So whole night I stood sat on the Purnachand auditorium stage taking care of the lingam. Then those time it was Auntie Prithvi and Nakul Sen who were the head volunteers. So Auntie Prithvi and Nakul Sen came, Rani, whole night you have been sitting over here. Now Swami is going to come at 6 o'clock. You do one thing, you go and have your shower and come. Because you can't be sitting dirty on Shivratri days. So then I went home, had my shower fast, and I came back. And I was waiting there. When Swami came, he said, you go. Because of, it's difficult to get up from the floor. That lady side down the staircase, I should sit there. So that, because Swami always said, you sit in such a place that when I enter, I see you. So that's why even now, Shori auntie never stopped me. She knew that when Swami is coming from the hall, coming into party, in the hall, I used to sit near the gate. So first he should see me because Swami said, what is darshan when I see you, not when you see me. He says, see your sister, my bhabhi was staying in East Prasanthi. He said, she's standing at East Prasanthi balcony and watching me. That is not darshan. Darshan is when I see you. So he explained to me what is darshan. So I never missed it. I used to sit there. So I used to tell auntie that he has to have eye-to-eye contact with me. So auntie said, okay. People used to grumble, why is Rani sitting here? Because Mr. Java is no more. Why she has to sit over here? Auntie said, this is what Swami also instructed me. She has to sit here because whenever Swami passes, he has to see us. And she told me, don't worry. Then in the morning, Swami came. And in the night when he materialized the lingam, he came, he showed me. He said, Pakoda, see the jyot inside the lingam. So I said, yes, Swami. Because he told me what to see specifically, I said, yes, Swami, I can see. He said, see the color. So I saw the color. The next morning he came and he said, Pakoda, see this color. So I saw the color of the lingam. He's saying, see, now it's again changed. I said, yes, Swami, the color is changed. He's saying the color in the jyoti will keep changing because the universe is going on changing. So this is the universe. So he very nicely, very beautifully in front of me, he brought and he made me understand about the lingam. Then after that, he went around in the Purnachan auditorium showing all the people in the front the lingam. Then Swami went to his interview room and he called Daddy and me. Then he asked, Java, would you like to have moksha? Because this lingam is going to give you moksha. So my daddy said, Swami, I have some work which is not completed. So I don't want to have moksha. I want to come back in one more life, because I have some things which I've not done. I've left behind. So Swami said, okay. Now I was only 17 years. Do I know what's the meaning of moksha? I never knew what is moksha. Swami asked, Pakoda, you want moksha? So I said, Swami, whatever you say. So he said, too many problems. I said, then Swami said, too many problems is going to come in your life. I have to clear all your problems. I said, Swami, you're clearing, no? He said, yeah, I will be. I said, he took my hand and he said, I promise you, I will clear all your previous birth and I will give you moksha. This is your last birth. So I said, Swami, if you're holding my hand, I don't mind. Now, tender age 17, what do you know moksha? I just thought it is something. I never knew what moksha was. And this he did purposely to tease my father. He says, see, your surrender is 99%. Her surrender is 100%. He says, people think that they surrender 99%. No, that is zero. 99% is zero. You think you're very intelligent, that I have 99%? No. Have 100% surrender. 100% surrender is surrender, not 99%. Yours is 99%, hers is 100%. She does not even know what is moksha. But because I told her that I'm giving her moksha, she has accepted so willingly. So it was, such a good thing. And I had a very short age. My age was up to 50 years I was to live. So I knew at the age of 50, I am going to go because many astrologers had told me. So I was eager to do a lot of work. My thing was, I always wanted to see creation, what creation God has done. So I visited every temple in India. Now I wanted to go to Badrinath. So Swami said, no, you can't go because our family was jinx for going to Badrinath. All forefathers, foremothers and all, whenever they went to Badrinath, on the way they passed away. My grandmother, I took her to Badrinath, but at Joshimath, when we reached, they said, have you taken the vaccination? We said, no. So we had to come back to Delhi. And the next month she passed away. So I was very eager to break this jinx. So I said, Swami, I want to go. So he said, no. I said, Swami, why did you take Easwaramma? You took her to Badrinath. He said it was very difficult. I said, I know it is difficult, but when you're there with me, what problem is there? So he sent me to Badrinath. That story I'll tell you the next time. But I just wanted to say about this Jyotirlingam, how it was, and Swami gave me moksha at that time. So today people feel sad at me, that I'm falling I said, no, each birth is clearing. I take it as that. But I still get up and I walk. I don't leave because I am very positive. He is there with me. And positivity is all that I pray to all of you all to have. Take out your negative thoughts. Never say, can I do it? Oh, I can do it. Not can I do it. Can I is negative. I can do it and I will do it. That is the most important principle which Swami taught me in my childhood. Whatever today I am, it's only thanks to Swami and Amma. Amma was my hero worship. I always wanted to be like her because she was the one I was in touch with. Because I felt she was so peaceful and she was such a guiding person to Swami. Swami listened to his mother always. He never went against his mother's wish. And that is what I learned, respect your parents. Because when I went back in 1990 to look after my parents, that time I was quite old. I was, I think, nearly, you can say 40 or something like that, or 35 or something. So it was a very grown-up person. And then I understood that I have to respect my parents and take care. Though I didn't have any communication much with them throughout my childhood, because it was just going, appearing for exam, going back to Bangalore or Puttaparthi, wherever Swami is. So this is the life I have led. And I'm thankful to Amma that she made me a beautiful woman as she expected. These are the qualities I learned from her. To dress, to speak, to be peaceful, to be loving. These are the things which she really put it in me. What today I am stands because it's her upbringing to me. She was always very sweet and kind to me and always taking such beautiful care of me. So this is what I really wanted to share with you all, that it is Swami, the upbringing of his mother, the mother-son relationship, which is very important, and how Swami respected his mother, and Swami taught all of us, respect your parents, because your parents are the ones who have given birth to you. So this is what I would like to just express myself to you.